Our foster daughter had friends, the Parkinsons, living above the Teton Dam. And we received a phone call this Saturday morning wanting to know where Tammy was and if they could find Parkinson's to inform them that the dam had broken. And that was the first we knew. So we turned on the radio and kept hearing reports. And finally Gerald said, well, I know they're not going to let us pass Pocatello. We had called the highway patrol. But he said, let's pack up the camper, and as soon as the water goes through, we can get in and help the folks. So we got in the camper and traveled north, got to Pocatello, stopped at a rest camp. We didn't see any roadblocks that we were told would be there, but we got behind a Utah Power and Light safari that was going into the flood area, and we traveled behind them into Firth. There wasn't any water there at the time, but the lights were on at the folks' place. And Myron was laying down and taking a little cat nap, and Lucy was still carrying her paper products out and packing them into the pickup. We started right in helping her pack, and as daylight came, people stopped by and said, what are you doing? The flood's not going to hit here. It's going to go into the Idaho Falls River Basin and it'll dissipate there. And Lucy said, no, it isn't. I've got to get my things out. So we continued working, and I remember I worked with Lemoyne Marsden, a cousin of Gerald's, unpacking all the fruit and the food in the back room that they called their cellar, and we got that all out. And after all of the small things were out, I called my uncle to see if I could borrow a truck. He had a big potato plant there and many trucks. And he said, oh, Betty, go to bed and take a nap. The flood isn't going to come down to Firth. It'll hit that Idaho Falls Basin, and that'll be the end of it. So when we couldn't find a truck, we started setting the furniture up on the roof. And we had it just about all up on the top of their roof when President Christensen came by and said, we can't have your furniture up there. If that water comes through, it'll have such a wind that you'll lose it. He said, I'll find a truck. The truck pulled up, and it was men that we had never seen before. They said they were from down Pocatello way and had come to help, and they loaded the furniture on and asked where we wanted it taken. And as I remember, they took part of it up to Ruth's Garage in Shelley, and I'm not sure, some of it may have gone to a potato cellar. I don't remember that. But anyway, a lot of kind people came to work that day. The water came through and ruined the house, although the shell stood. And after that, the folks just seemed to get more sick at heart. We came home for a while, and then we went back to help with the inventory, and by then the government had put a HUD trailer in. But in order to hook it all up, I still don't understand why. But this is the point of the story I started to tell. They had cut down that big, beautiful blue spruce pine tree. And as we looked through the house and determined that some of the walls would have to be torn out and all of the insulation and the cupboards all dried, it just seemed like the work would be insurmountable. But we made 3 or 4 trips there that summer. And as we finished the inventory, and there seemed to be some assurance that the government was going to pay for some of the loss, we asked the folks if they weren't ready to make a move. And Myron said, well, I wasn't ready before, but he said, I'm sick at heart over this. We're too old to put the house back, so let's do it. So we got a U-Haul truck, and we loaded everything in, and our pickup. And the trucks all pulled out, headed for Utah.
And when that flood came along, why, it lifted the roof off of Dad's house up and let it back down, and there was a big log inside of the house, and it was full of water. That's when your grandma and grandpa moved to Utah. I wanted him to come and live with me, but they didn't. They went to Utah instead.
The most terrible thing that ever happened in this wide world that could ever happen to anybody, that was it.
President Kimball come up there and talked to a gathering of people after the dam, and said that it would be a blessing to a lot of people.
We would find that it would be a blessing to us.
Boy, I was mad. I said, I can't figure out how he'd ever think a flood like that was a blessing to people, but
It was.
I guess it was.
We're down here and we're happy down here. We're better off down here than we were up there. Much better off down here. But at least we found out that people has a heart. There was people from Boise, people from Utah came up there and worked, try to help us out. They closed church. They didn't even have, we was having a state conference that day, wasn't we?
I don't remember.
Anyway, they stopped church all over the whole Shelley and Firth and Bay Salt and all of them stopped church. All of them got their pants on and went to work. They worked all day that day. That was the day they moved all the stuff out of their houses.